but I caught like everything is new. The sunburst flowers calling on warm days overdue. But I caught like everything is new. The sunburst flowers.
Making your own laundry detergent. I've been doing it for the last year and a half. My clothes are wonderfully, delightfully clean. They smell great, look great. I'm also saving a lot of money. Not only that, the recipe that I have been using for the last year and a half is Environmental Working Group rated A, which if you're interested in looking up what that means, I'll include that in the description, a link to their website. It's really interesting. Essentially, it means it's pretty healthy for you, unlike some of the things that you might find in other soaps that you can buy on the store shelves. Let's get into the whole process. It was a lot of fun. Sorry about the lighting and the audio in this one. Sometimes when I'm doing things in my kitchen, I kind of forget about the audio, and I only had time to film this when it was dark outside, so the lighting's a little less great than usual, but hopefully it doesn't ruin your experience, so enjoy! How I create this soap, I will actually leave the recipe down in the description below. The 4 ingredients that you need are 3 pounds, 7 ounces of laundry booster. This Arm & Hammer laundry booster is great. It's what I've been using for the last year and a half. Some things I've read on the internet say that you can forego the superwashing soda in lieu of just more baking soda. I would not recommend this. I tried it, and although my clothes still seemed pretty clean, my whites stopped being so white, so I wouldn't highly recommend that. They kind of got yellowish. And then you need 4 pounds of baking soda. You can buy a large pack of 4 pounds of baking soda at the store. However, my store has been out for 2 weeks or so, so I just got 4 of the 1 pound baking sodas. It's slightly cheaper if you get the 1 4-pound pack though, so just keep that in mind. And then we need 4 bars of Kirk's Castile soap and 1 container of OxyClean. This is just the best choice OxyClean. They were out of the one that I wanted. We're going to put this entire container of laundry booster, and then we will add all of the OxyClean and all 4 pounds of the baking soda. Man, that takes some doing to get it open. It's been a year since I did this and I kind of forgot. And then you just want to mix this all together. We're going to get our handy dandy grater and we're going to grate up our Castile soap and mix it in with the rest of our ingredients. Also, the grinding up of the soap is very much the most time-consuming part of this, so put on a YouTube video, hopefully this YouTube video or one of my other ones, hashtag sponsored by me. I would say this whole process from beginning to end takes maybe 20 minutes, but hey, 20 minutes now for the next entire year is definitely less time than I would spend going up and down the grocery aisle if I were just buying regular soap, so I call that a win. It should kind of look a bit like this. Really fluffy, like tiny granules of soap when you're done with it. You can make them bigger, but I will say that when I used this grate instead of this grate, it did sometimes leave little chunks of soap in my clothes. And that was when I made like the 6th month batch, but I didn't really like that, so I used this finer grate next time. And I have never found any little chunks of soap in my clothing since I have used the finer grate, so I highly recommend doing that instead. Devin is grinding the soap. Oh, you're doing such a good job, babe, look at it! It's so fluffy! Now it's time to mix our soap together. So I have my handy dandy spoon here. I just use a tablespoon. Feel free to use any utensil that you like to. And we're just gonna mix all of the ingredients together. Look how beautiful that is. You got the little blue flecks from the OxiClean. Oh, and it smells so good. And when you mix it, it makes the entire, well, our house isn't very big, but it makes the whole house just smell so good. Like soap. But not just any soap, you know, it's a very like light scent that this soap has. It's very pleasing. So after having mixed it, you can kind of tell all of it just kind of looks the same. The texture of the entire mix is very uniform. When you're mixing it too, you want to be sure that you get in the corners all the way down there so that whichever soap you put down first doesn't end up being just on the bottom by its lonesome, because that can cause issues. Once you get to the bottom of your soap, it'll just be one ingredient and it won't be very effective. Side note, as regards to the box itself, I do recommend getting something that has a pretty tight seal on it, even if you can find like one of those little boxes with like the rubber edges on the lid. That is highly recommended. I will say that when I made my year supply, as the months went on and on, because the box I had it in didn't have a good seal on it, it did absorb some of the moisture in the air over time, and it did become really chunky and dense and kind of like little chunky bars of dry soap almost. It still seemed to work just fine, but it did take a little bit more doing to get it out of the container. Also, I wanted to mention, the last time I made this, I had a slightly smaller container. This container it's 12.7 quarts or 12 liters. This is like a perfect size because this recipe fills it about halfway, which gives you plenty of room to go ahead and mix the ingredients together. The previous container I had did not really have enough space for mixing, and even though I was able to mix everything just fine, it took a lot longer because the container was a little bit too small. So I recommend like a 12-liter size. This is really great. Do I look like a laundry detergent commercial yet? No? That's okay. Thank you for watching. What did you think? Are you going to try this soap recipe now? Let me know how it went, if you have tried it or if you're going to try it. I love to hear from you guys. Also, this video was requested to me by one of my subscribers, Emmeline. If you are watching, thank you so much. You really have been one of the most supportive people on my channel, and I appreciate it. Really do. Haven't heard from you in a minute though, so let me know if you watched this video, and I hope that you enjoyed it if you did. Actually, I hope that all of you enjoyed this video if you watched it. So thank you for doing that. And I will see you all maybe next Friday. I'm kind of thinking of moving the date that I post my videos to a Friday. I just have a feeling that people will be better able to watch my videos over the weekend. And so I think if I post before the weekend, maybe that'll be better for my channel. I'm not really sure, but I just kind of arbitrarily chose Thursday. It sounded like a good thing to me. I'm gonna try and scooch my posts to Fridays now. So I will see you next Friday. Thank you for watching.